Hello, beautiful beings. I'm Mama Belle from Mama Belle's Tarot. Welcome to my channel. Tonight, I'll be doing a mind, body, soul reading for Virgo. The messages in this reading are for any part of your chart in this sign, with special emphasis on sun, moon, and rising. Before we get started, I wanted to take a moment to say that this is a general reading and not meant as advice of any professional sort, including but not limited to medical or legal advice. Most importantly, I would like to say thank you for clicking here. If any of this reading resonates, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Now on to the reading. Hi, Virgo. We are going to be starting with the Tarot of Curious Creatures by Chris Ann. We're going to get a card for the mind, the body, and the soul, as well as a card for the overall theme of the message. And then we'll take a look at the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck for me is advice going forward. So let's get shuffling. I also still have a slight cough from when I got sick last month. So fingers crossed that goes away here soon. That would be really nice. Okay. One more shuffle. Okay. What does Virgo need to know in regards to their mind? Okay. You have the Ace of Cups. And what does, okay. For the body, you have the Seven of Wands. And what does Virgo need to know for their soul? What message is there for Virgo for their soul? What does Virgo need to know in regards to their soul? What does Virgo need to hear? Okay, so you have the Hierophant. I'm terrible at saying it. And what's the overall theme? Oh, the Lovers. Okay. Oh, that's backwards. There we go. And the advice going forward is the Devil. Let's get started. So for the mind, you have the Ace of Cups. To me, this says that you are willing to put in a little bit of self-love to make sure make sure that your mind is doing okay. And this is like the very beginnings of something, because this is an ace, and the aces are the beginning of the suit. So to me, this says that this is still very new. And on top of that, there's a lot of good intentions that come with this, because this is you saying, I'm ready to try. I'm ready to see how this goes. And I can give myself a little bit of love to get started and see where that takes me. And because this is your mind, this feels very, and because it's the cups, this feels like a very nurturing sort of energy. So it's like filling your own cup up first. It's taking space for yourself because you know your mind needs it before you can start giving to others. So that way you can be crystal clear, like crystal clear waters on everything. You know that you've given yourself what you need, and you have the mental capacity to make decisions, to say yes to things, or even to say no to things and know that it's not right for you. And that's what this feels like to me, is that you've decided you're going to nurture your mind. Beautiful. For the body, you have the Seven of Wands. A lot of the times I can see this card as being defensive, and I somewhat get that. But to me, this is more speaking of boundaries. So you understand the limits of what your body can and cannot handle, and what you are and aren't willing to put up with. This says that if you have told someone that you don't want something, then you're going to stick with that. And if they try to give you that thing that you said you specifically aren't going to have anymore, you're going to give it to someone else who is still willing to have that, who would enjoy that, who would find benefit out of this. But you're saying no because you know that either it's not good for your body or it doesn't fit within the boundaries you've set for yourself. And this doesn't mean that whoever is bringing you something that maybe you aren't having anymore is trying to be blatantly disrespectful. But this does mean that you need to be firm in your boundaries and saying, no, this isn't for me, or no, this isn't for me right now. And maybe you can set yourself limitations where, okay, not today, but I did say I could have whatever that is tomorrow. And it doesn't have to be aggressive. Just be firm in your boundary, and you'll figure out who does and doesn't respect those boundaries based off their actions. If they feel really defensive or hurt because you won't have that, just let them know that you appreciate them and care about them, but this boundary remains firm for your own well-being. This could also be in things that not just consumption wise, but you aren't doing things. Sorry, we're going to go back. So like in some cases it might be food related, like I'm not going to have a bunch of caffeine because I know that I get really anxious if I have too much. And this is not medical advice, just FYI. This is just an example. But sometimes it's also, I'm not going to read until 4 a.m. because I know I'm going to be exhausted if I have to get up at 7. This can be boundaries like that as well. For the soul, you have the Hierophant. And to me, because the Hierophant is a lot about beliefs and belief systems and those sorts of things, this says to me you've connected on a soul level with your beliefs, that you understand how to connect with your higher beings if you celebrate any, or if you pray to any, if you are religious or spiritual in any way, you know how to connect to them and you know what feels right with your soul and what doesn't. And you're going to remain firm in those beliefs, much like the boundaries, where for you, you know that this is right. Even if it's not right for someone else, so long as you're not doing harm to somebody else or yourself, that's the most important part. And feel free to believe however you want to believe, because that's the most important part, is that you believe that you feel connected to your higher powers. For the overall theme of this message, you have the Lovers. And to me, this feels a lot more like loving the self and that sort of self-love that we sort of touched on with the Ace of Cups. But this can also be remembering that there is so much love, not just for you and from you, but for others and from others. It feels like a very reciprocal energy, like a very balanced back and forth between people who care about you and you, the people you care about. So to me, this says, and I know we're in December and a lot of people will be spending time with their loved ones. However, this specifically says that making time for not just them, but for you to grow those relationships and to see that there is so much love here. That's going to be important for this. I feel like I stopped in the middle of a sentence. That's going to be important for this month. And that's going to be sort of like your overall theme is spending time with those that you love and care about. It's like my train of thought just derailed. Okay. So continue to love yourself and nurture yourself and be firm with the boundaries, and also be willing to make space and make time, because the theme of this is so much love. I'm also getting, because the way they look to me is like maybe they're dancing together. If you can take time to dance with the person you care about, make some time for that as well. Make some time for closeness. So the advice going forward is the Devil. And to me, this says that, I'm going to try and get it really close so you can see, because I know it's kind of hard. Try and focus this a little bit better because it's kind of light. So the cage door is right here. Both of these cage doors are open. So the advice going forward is you can absolutely have a healthy level of things that you enjoy that maybe are easy to overconsume in some form or another. But don't forget that you always have the ability to find your way out. You don't have to be stuck in an addictive cycle. You don't have to be stuck in toxic relationships or friendships or workplaces. You are more powerful than you realize. And the point of the Devil is that he wants you to stay in those cages. But he lets you know, he doesn't let you know, he leaves you with the freedom to change your mind, to leave, to go elsewhere. And if you find yourself in these really addictive cycles or over consuming things that maybe aren't so good for you, that you know you have a toxic connection with, you are completely capable of stopping it and leaving the addictive cycle. You are more powerful than you realize. So now we are going to get a card from the Sacred Creators Oracle deck, which is also by Chris Ann. For this, I'm going to be reading directly out of the guidebook. There's going to be an essential meaning, which is as if you get it in the upright, and a self-care message, which is as if you get it in the reverse. I read both, and the message that is meant for you will resonate. Let's do a couple more shuffles. One more. Okay. What does Virgo need to hear from the Sacred Creators Oracle? What message is there? Okay, how many is that? 4? You know what? Fine. Lately, it's been wanting to do just a bunch of cards. So, fine. Today we'll do it. So you have What Do You Really Want? Card number 27. Success and Transformation, card number 13. And card number 47, the Now, as well as Creator Air. Let's try and make it so you can see everything. Okay, so card number 27. What do you really want? Essential meanings. Finding clarity and purpose. Uncovering why you do what you do. Defining your trajectory. Enjoying the journey. Feeling your future results today and knowing that they are coming to you. Being able to discern between what others want for you and what you really want for yourself. What your soul is asking you to do. Tuning into your intuition. Guidance from angels, guides, or spirit. Self-care message. Working too hard for an abstract idea. Not knowing when you have reached your goal. Missing the joy of today. Feeling lost or confused. Not feeling fulfilled. Being unsure of where you're headed. An opportunity to realign your life journey with your soul purpose. What do you really want? Really? Beyond the parameters of what's possible and what's likely, and beyond any constraints of time and money, what do you want? Regardless of your current situation, and regardless of what you wanted yesterday, what's that big sacred dream that stares back at you when you allow yourself to indulge in magical thinking? If it seems like the dream is too far away to accurately conjure up in your mind's eye, then you've got some work to do. This journey, your spiritual and creative trajectory toward what with your why in tow is your life. It's time to ensure that you are enjoying it and that all your efforts along the way are working together to build that ideal reality that you have chosen. Be mindful that you are not toiling away at a tiny, superficial, or safe version that can never bring your soul the joy it desires. Be mindful of spending energy building something that will never be enough. Instead, define what success means to you and know how you'll feel when you've reached your goal. What do you truly desire? Only by clearly defining it can you finally see the path that will take you there. How does the success in your life help others, and what does that look like? What exactly does success look like to you? Abundance, prosperity, joy, and how does it feel? Clearly defining your goal as a feeling or as an experience will help you to understand what you are working so hard for. Name what you want. Breathe it in. Feel its presence. Write it down. How will you know when you've reached your goal? Card number 13. Success and transformation. Essential meanings. The end of one thing and the beginning of another. Rebirth. Ongoing growth. Continuous improvement. Transformation and change. Self-care message. Holding on to the past. Not letting go of an outmoded dream. Giving up after the first test. Difficulty reframing failure as learning. A major phase in your life is coming to a close, and a new beginning is coming into view. This natural cycle of death and birth will bring positive closure to a long-awaited cycle of completion. These endings are inevitable, and we must allow them to happen naturally. Radically reframe any imperfections or unsuccessful attempts that have led to this. It's okay to make mistakes along the way, so accept them as invaluable lessons that have shown you how to become more resilient and more accurate with each successive try. Lean in with a growth mindset. Yep, another frickin' growth opportunity. And begin to identify which ingredients were missing. Then get ready to make some superstar upgrades because continuous self-improvement is key to this transformation. One evolution leads to the next. We are never done learning about who we are, nor about who we are becoming. And because of this, it is never too late to start. You are not too late to make it. Let go of old ideas and old ways of being and be reborn into an extraordinary new opportunity. What is ending and what is beginning? How can you honor these two states of transition? Do you tend to rejoice in the new or lament in the past? Every great success story includes moments of rejection and mistakes before that wildly incredible step was taken. How have you transformed and transformed again in order to be ready for your big moment? How are you welcoming continuous improvement into your life? And what one thing can you do differently that would be a dramatic improvement over last time? And then card number 47, the now. Essential meanings: being in the right place at the right time, divine timing, a sense of time speeding up as you move toward your dream, a reminder that time is on your side, self-care message, feelings of urgency, frustration, impatience, a sense that things are moving slowly, a time to pay more attention to the present and to leave the past and the future in the hands of divine timing, a need to trust that you are where you are supposed to be, a time to enjoy the now, a need to trust that you haven't missed your moment. Time is always on your side. The universe has brought you right here, right now. So be here now. Nothing else is tangible. You cannot change the past, and you can only change the future by making changes today. Your now is always the only moment when you can actively inspire change. So go ahead and hunker down and take a moment to enjoy a few full, deep breaths. Notice the wonderful life you have already started creating. Yes. And trust that you have all the time you need. When you stop seeing time as something to work against, change can happen in the blink of an eye. Things shift quickly when you are aligned with the divine. Your miracle will flow into your life in perfect arrangement, so begin to act in a way that shows trust in its arrival. Bathe your present day in the experience of your success instead of looking into the far-off future to finally realize your dream. What's going on right now for you with time? This card in your spread indicates that there is an imbalance. Are you always running late or always feeling the pressure to speed up your life? Are you hoping for more time and feeling a lack of it? How is your relationship to time? If you started paying attention to the now, how would your life improve? What can you do to support divine timing and to notice a lot more of your present? And then last card, Creator Air. Air is connected to logic, critical thinking, and the energy of the mind. It is the ruler of luck, the conscious mind, and all the things you know to be true. Its realm is the realm of beliefs and analysis and communication. What would air suggest you need to know about your current situation? And how can you connect that to the cards in front of you? How could your communication play a role in the solution? How is the energy of the mind, rational thought, supporting you right now? Element of air deep dive. Imagine being an eagle. Feel the wind on your face. Notice the power and the grace of the invisible force that holds you in place. Get above your lifeline and then look into the future. You can see everything from up there. Where does the path lead? Maybe you'd prefer to be a hummingbird or a dragonfly? Anything airborne will work. Try drinking the wind. Go outside and notice your body being held in place by the wind and air all around it. Wait to feel it on your lips and allow it to nourish your soul as it enters your lungs and then your blood and then your world. Ask it for a healing or for a message. Feel how light and subtle air is. It's so light, in fact, that it governs all things logical and intelligent. Tiny thoughts and pulses of energy are one of its power zones. It's also connected to the Fae and the Sylphs and the angels. What intelligence would they whisper to you if you could hear them through the rustling of leaves or through the whooshing of wind? I like, sorry, you might be able to hear my little one giggling, which I kind of love. But that creator air really felt like it was connected to the Hierophant card. Okay, so wow, what a reading. It felt like we just had like a nice decent one, and then I was like, poof. Anyway, you're welcome for the sound effects. I hope this message resonated with you. If it did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, as well as share with those you feel it may also resonate. Again, thank you so much for clicking here. I hope this month brings you health, wealth, happiness, clarity, passion, and alignment. With so much love, I'm Mama Belle, and I look forward to doing your next reading.